Good morning everyone. Myself Utkarsh Dwivedi. I am here to present on the topic enhancing creativity in employees through training and development. So first of all, before we think of creativity, the first thought that comes in a general person, like they relate creativity to art. Like if you are a creative person, they will link you to a painter, they will link you to a musician, they will link you to a to other forms of art. Basically, there is a general notion that creativity is an artistic form, but rather than the more artistic it seems, the more scientific and logical it actually is. So we will begin by we will cover the following topics. Like we will first we will take up overview of training and development, and then we will move towards how training and development boosts the creativity of employees and a general human being in also. So like 21st century, since it has begun, there are two major changes that are ongoing and will continue in the near future. Here near future means approximately 50 more years. So what are those major changes of 21st century? Like before 2000, most of the work in organizations and every other in government sector, in private organizations, most of the work was manual. And the first major change that is occurring in the 21st century is the automation of processes and the machines. Now when you automate the processes, what is its drawback? That it will eat up your jobs, it will eat up your employment. Now to compensate to that loss, humans have to be creative, because if you are not creative, you will become stagnant in your career and in your life, and ultimately it will be a loss as a person and also for the organization, because no employer in future is going to retain you if you are not creative. A very basic example that I have come across, like in the starting or in the 2000s, there was a heavy popularity of the BPO sector, business process outsourcing, or in general terms we call it customer care centers or call centers. Now in recent years, the speed with which the BPOs sprung up in the country, with the same speed they are going down. Why? Because the process of outsourcing is being automated extensively. Today, initially when you had to return an order from Amazon, you needed to call the customer center. What is the option today? You have a chat helper, that is an AI. Then you have the automated voice response also, that is also an AI. It is gradually and very rapidly taking up the jobs of BPO center. That's the speed of change, and that's the power of creativity. It was an idea. That idea was transformed into an AI chatbot or AI chat helper. What did that idea do? It automated the process of dealing with the customer and took up many jobs. Now what happens to those people who are left in this kind of dilemma? Because this will happen in every sector. We are moving towards an era of technological advancement, and according to various reports, we are still at infant stage. We have a lot more to achieve. Humanity has a lot more to achieve in terms of technological advancement. Every day there are news articles, and there is news about some or other innovation, some or other new idea coming up. One recent example is, just yesterday I was reading the newspaper, and just one person, one idea to make roads of plastic. It was a one person's idea, and it converted into a government policy, and today we have built 7,000 kilometers, India has built 7,000 kilometers of plastic roads. This was the news just day before yesterday. That's the power of creativity. Now why do organizations focus on the creativity of employees? We will cover these later, but I am just giving an overview. So why do organizations focus on the creativity of employees? What benefit do they have from the creativity of employees? Suppose I am a business owner. I have employed 10 people under me. It was my idea to start a business, whether it is new or it is some old form. It was my idea to start a business. But every human's capabilities come to a limit at some point of time due to age factors, due to other personal problems, any issue can be there. At that point of time, the employers or any business owner's creativity can come to a halt. So he needs the, that's why the main reason is this, why the organizations are engaging the employees. Because before this technological era, the attitude was that I am the owner, I am the boss, and the workers have to work according to me. People would not listen to their employees, they would not consider their employees' problems, and if they are the employees in problem, he can't be creative. So the main focus of the organizations on the creativity of employees is because they want new ideas. What's the most expensive thing you can sell today? It's not gold, it's not stocks, it's an idea. Flipkart was an idea sold to Walmart for $16 billion. It was just an idea which was put to practical use. So why organizations need to do that? Like there is a policy. Suppose you are working in an MNC. They have incubation centers, innovation centers, research and development centers. Creative teams are specially built for this purpose to generate new ideas for the organizational goals. But why do they need that? There is a policy of various MNCs that if you have come up with an idea, innovative idea, and you want to propagate it, if you are coming up while working in the MNC, the right to own your idea is of the MNC. You can get your patent, but you will not be able to use it independently. There is a policy of various companies, like one such example is Samsung. It is a Korean company working in India extensively, manufacturing smartphones, having its own research and development centers, having its own coding centers, everything is there. Now what people are doing there, all they have to do is to innovate the smartphone, because smartphone innovation is still going to go a long way. All they have to do is innovate the smartphone, but you cannot use that idea independently or sell it to others, because you are working in an MNC. That's the benefit of the organization of a creative employee. If the employee is creative, he will generate new ideas. The organization has to decide how to put that idea to practical use and sell it, because the ultimate purpose of any business is to generate wealth. So creativity has attracted the interest over the past 7 decades. In fact, this number is also small. Human was creative when he first decided to use fire. Human was creative when Albert Einstein first invented the light bulb. That was all just an idea when they realized the problems around them. They looked into their environment, saw this is the problem, thought about it, and put that idea to use. So humans have been creative since forever, I should say. And then scientific researchers from various fields, be it business managers, organizational employers, organizational heads, educationalists, whom we say educationalists, they all have been interested in knowing, understanding and promoting a creative idea. Now one issue has been there, specifically in India. Why are we talking about creativity and innovation now? Why not earlier? There's a reason. We have been under about 200 years under the rule of British. What was their policy? At the time when they were talking about creativity in their UK and England, they were talking about mechanization in India, mechanization of human resource. How do you mechanize the human resource? You teach them specifically about the job. You want them to do specifically that job. Like if we know about it, but like when the British ruled over us, a Indian cannot be hold a position greater than Munsif. So when you are a Munsif, you are told what to do and you have to do exactly what you are told to do. If you go ahead apart from that, you will have to face punishment. That has given an extreme setback to the creativity of Indians. And that's why we are talking about creativity and innovation in the 21st century. Every country is talking, but we are still lagging behind. We have a huge population, we have various ideas. We didn't even have investors if you talk about 15 years back, it was extremely difficult to find an investor. Now the industry is booming up, now the industry is getting organized. You can get an investor, you have various incubation centers in the universities, in the private colleges, in the organizations. Everybody is today supporting an idea, but this was not the scenario a few years back. So such interest is based on the belief that creativity is a motor of innovation. So how will we differentiate creativity and innovation? Both focus on something new. What is the difference between creativity and innovation? Creativity is the process of generating an idea based on the problems a person is facing or an organization is facing. Because creativity is measured on 3 levels: personal, team level and organizational level. So we have to take it on both. What an organization is facing in its environment, the environment of organization is different, the environment of a team working on a project is different, and the environment of an individual is different. So on all these levels there can be creativity. Now what is innovation? Innovation is the process of putting that idea, creative idea, to practical use. An idea is worthy only if it can be put to practical use. If you can, now suppose I have a creative idea, I have to check whether it is feasible to implement it or not. An idea, like we have often heard of a saying that a well thought idea is successful only if it is well implemented. Now if there is no implementation, there is no innovation. You can be creative, but you cannot be innovative. These are two very different things. You can be innovative only if you are creative, but you cannot be both. You can't say that I am innovative but I am not creative. That doesn't sound right and that doesn't go well practically. So it is believed that if we are able to understand the factors which enhance the creativity of a human being, employee is also a human being, we can develop certain programs and certain trainings which can enhance the creativity of an employee. Now coming to an overview, very brief overview of training and development. Training is the process of boosting the performance of an employee for a specific job or for a specific skill, to enhance his skill. I am a coder, the company is giving me training to become a better coder. That's a training. What is the development? Development focuses on the broader, it is a broader scope, and it focuses on the life, mainly it focuses on the life values. Now how to increase your decision making power. Some people can't decide. If they are faced with a situation, they will look here and there, like what to do now. So how to become, development basically focuses on these values like decision making, communication, leadership. All these are the traits that are focused on a developmental program, and development does not happen in a day or in a week or in a month. It is a process that should continue right from the infant stage at home, then at the school level, then at the college or university level, and then at the organization. Development is a process. That's why organizations are creating regular training programs, developing regular training programs for their employees. Like there are many organizations who send their employees for a training, like say every month, every year for a specific period of time. So why are they repeating their training programs? Because that's a part of the development process. You have to be trained, humans have to be trained at certain amount of time so that they can perform better for the organization, they can become creative for the organization. Coming to what makes a training program effective, you need to analyze your needs. With respect to an organization, you need to analyze the organizational needs. What do you want from your employees? Then you can decide what your training objectives should be. After the objectives have been decided, we prepare the program and it is to be delivered. Now, delivery is also important, like how to deliver, on site, off site, online, offline, who will deliver the training program, and the last comes training evaluation. You can't just train an employee and then fold your hands back. That won't work, because your training program may also become stagnant after a certain amount of time. You keep teaching maths every day to the employee and he has got better about that, your training program become obsolete. So training program should also be creative. Some common training programs like instructor-led training, e-learning, where the employees are at a remote position. We have often heard the concept that is coming up nowadays, not from work from home but work from a hill station. Many organizations are themselves sending their employees to Shimla and Mussoorie. You go and have to make that concept, we know that as the work-life balance. But for that the organizations are paying. They are sending their employees, you go there on the hill station, you can work from there, you can have your time. So that is also a process of training. Then simulation employee training. Simulation is basically solving the problems based on true to life situations. Then we have hands-on training, which is practical training. Lectures and coaching or mentoring goes like there is a mentor in every organization, every university, for every purpose. Then we have group discussion activities are often conducted in the, like suppose there are projects coming in any organization, there are projects coming in universities as well. So what happens, there is a discussion between the employees, if they want to, the level of employees you want to engage in a particular discussion, that is also decided by the management nowadays. Then role playing is basically a form of discussion only, where you perform your task. Management specific activities, the management can involve the employee into some decision making. And then case studies or requirement area. What kind of case studies? The organizational past. What past experiences the organization has had. The employee can be told to learn about that so that it helps them in the future. Last we will come on the benefits of training. Benefits of training, whether it is creative training or it is a general training specific to the skill. Both these benefits apply to both of them. It will be a positive employee retention. What employee retention means? To reduce the turnover rate at in a particular period of time. Employee empowerment, you cannot, if there is a university college pass out, you cannot directly give him the power to take decisions. You will have to train them according to your organizational needs, and then you will give him certain amount of authority or decision making power. That's employee empowerment. Then increased workplace engagement. Workplace engagement basically means if the employee is satisfied, if the employee is well trained, if the employee feels that this organization not only thinks of the profits and businesses, it also thinks of its employees. One such very good example is Tata Group. It has a very good employee retention rate, and if in fact it is even said that it is comparable to the government sector. The benefits are comparable to the government sector. So what does workplace engagement means? It is the commitment and the connection of the employee towards your organization. And then comes the training future leaders. That's you are training the employee basically for your future and his future. It is the need to understand is that what has changed. Earlier training was only for the benefit of the organization. Now training programs are built for the benefit of not only the organization but also to take the employee forward in his career and his life. coming to the concept of creative impact and effect of training and development on creativity of an employee. Now, how we actually define creativity, I have already told that it is not only an art. The general notion of people is that it is an art, but it is the fact of connecting the hidden dots. Now, where do you connect the hidden dots? Around yourself, the people you know, your family. Your family can be facing a problem. There are many entrepreneurs who have revolutionized the farming sector. Why? Because their fathers or their older generations have faced a problem continuously related to farming. Then that idea springs up. When you face a problem for a period of time, in Hindi we say आवश्यकता ही आविष्कार की जननी है. Why do we say that? Because when you feel the need, humans feel the need. When humans were not protected by animals, they felt the need, they developed fire. They learn to use fire. So when there is a continuous need in someone's life, then it generates an idea, and then that idea is most probably successful, because that need not only you must be facing, it must be faced by many others. So creativity basically means to find the hidden patterns, make connections between seemingly unrelated phenomena. You might think this is a different this is different and this is different. A creative person might link it together and to generate solutions for everyday real life problems. So here's some fact that the World Economic Forum, a global organization, has highlighted that creativity as one of the top 3 skills that will be required in the 21st century. And a LinkedIn survey, LinkedIn learning, we already know, most of the HRs are directly linked on LinkedIn. They approach the candidate directly. LinkedIn learning has also found that creativity is the second most in-demand skill in the world right now. Now, importance of creativity in the workplace, I have already given a brief overview about that. The first importance, or you can say benefits, they are both, they comprise both of them. Innovation. I told you creativity is a motor of innovation. We know that you can be innovative only if you are creative. So you need to be creative so as to innovate new processes, new products and new services. Innovation can be in the field of various things, not only products, but it can be in the innovation in the field of services. A few years back, nobody knew anything would come like Ola, anything would come like other taxi aggregators. What we say that cab aggregators, we used to have the local taxi vendors and you used to go anywhere. Then there are creativity also enhances the problem solving skills of the employees. Like if their employees are creative, you never know when can you receive an idea from an employee that can change your organization, that can actually change the processes that you have developed in your organization. Then we have divergent thinking. Divergent thinking is a very important concept of creativity, and it says that suppose an idea is being implemented, what are the other different approaches? So you train the employees to your problems. I tell you my problem, I tell you I think this is the solution, what do you think? That's divergent thinking, when the employee or the trainees can lead you to different ways of approaching the same problem. Employees will be future ready, not only for the organization but in their career development as well. So what has Albert Einstein said about creativity? It is intelligence having fun. Why has he said it? It seems a very small line, but it has a deeper meaning. In creativity, that's what I told earlier, that creativity is logical, creativity is scientific, it is not just an art. Okay? You can say that A.R. Rahman is creative, he creates music. Yes, he is creative, but the same creativity applies to scientific field as well. Then there is resilience. Resilience basically means people to overcome the difficulties. The quickly you recover if you face a difficulty. Freedom, employees will get the freedom which was not present earlier. Creativity enhances the freedom and independence of the employees to generate ideas. Authenticity, your idea can be authentic only if you have thought about it. You can't, if you find a problem, the first step today's generation basically does, it's to Google. They think creative idea will also be available on Google, but that is not actually the case, and the employees have to be, you have to train the employees to be authentic in what they are proposing. Then there is a constant growth of both the organization and the employee. Now, boosting creativity through training and development. So, until now we have understood that the importance, creativity is important for everybody, for an organization, for the employee, for the environment, for the society, for the country. You are not creative, you will become obsolete. India is not creative, India will become obsolete. Today the focus with which the governments, or are specifically our government and various other countries also, they are putting on innovation because they want to compete. Creativity is a competition. If you lag behind, you are not creative, you will fall back. You can't say India will lead the 21st century if you are not creative today. So, what we have to understand that the training that emphasizes on these 4 issues has been found to be very effective in enhancing the creativity of employees. There are idea generation exercises. Then there are idea enhancement exercises. You have an idea, you need to give a different approach or you need to enhance them. Conceptual combination, the thing I told you, connecting the dots. You have 2 different concepts, can you link them? Are they relevant to your problem? And then there is problem solving skills. So, these 4 training exercises have given fruitful results in enhancing the creativity of the employees. I have taken a few examples of the creativity training exercises. One such example is scamper technique. So, what do we do in the scamper technique? An organization hires the trainees, hires the employees, puts them into a training program, gives them real life problems and asks them a certain questions. So, I sell a product, suppose I sell a cupcake. Now, I would expect from those employees to give me other options. Those options basically can be in any of these categories. So, what do you mean by substitute? Does an organization need to substitute a product? If it sells motorcycles, does it need to sell car? Does it need to stop selling motorcycle? That's substitution. Then there is a combination. I sell motorcycles only. I find that if I sell a motorcycle with some other product also, that will be more beneficial for me. But that is not always beneficial. That's why the feasibility has to be checked. Then we have to adapt because we have competitors. We have to modify. Modify means, do we need to change the size of the product, change the color of the product? You think the black color is not selling, so do you need to change that color? Then we have put to another use. Put to another use basically means, do we need to, are we selling it to the wrong person? I am targeting a product for the children, it is not selling, but do we need to sell it to adults so that it can sell? That means put to another use. Eliminate basically means, are there some such features in your product which are not required but you have provided them. So, that is your cost. You can save your cost. So, we need to eliminate such features. Now, already the management and the employers, they think, but they take the ideas from the trainees about such programs. Then there is reversal. Reversal means, do you need to change the process of production? Do you need to change you suppose there are car manufacturers, they first build the roof, then they build the put up the engine. Do you need to change or rearrange that process? That comes in the reversal. Another technique of enhancing creativity is problem solving skills. Problem solving skills, basically you give your problem to the trainee. He has to analyze the problem according to his mindset, according to, see, every person's creativity depends on his attitude, depends on his personality, which consists of attitudes, values and beliefs. So beliefs, he must have certain past experiences on what he thinks that this should be the solution. Values are those standards which you think are important to your life. You are working for money, you are working for job security, you are working for happiness. What's your primary concern of being at the place where you are? And then there comes the attitude. Attitude develops based on your values and beliefs. What's your mindset towards your work? That can be your attitude. What's your mindset towards your colleagues? Basically, so they analyze the problem according to their attitude, and then what the solution they propose, the organization may implement the solution on a small scale. Like if your employer likes your idea, he may implement it on a small scale, and then that will be evaluated, and this process continues. Now this is a model of creativity. Suppose you need to be creative. So why are we studying? Why not focus on creativity instead? Right from the school. You cannot be creative unless you got hard skills. Creativity is a soft skill. You first need to have knowledge that's known as domain relevant skill. The purpose for you which you have been recruited, you first need to have knowledge about that. What is your education? What is your graduation? What have you studied until now? And what are your abilities? Then creativity relevant process require training, and training which is given by the organization, experience which you gain in the organization, and your personality, which means your attitude. And then there is task motivation. Why are you encouraged to do motivated to do a task? They have two factors, intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic maybe because of your inner goals, and extrinsic because, like in earlier times if we talk, you have to do the job. The employer has told you to do the job, and you have to do the job. That can be a motivator too, but that is a sort of negative motivation which is being abandoned by the organizations slowly and gradually. All these three, when combined in a person, then it leads to a creative performance. It is not sure to lead to a creative performance. It may lead to a creative performance if the person thinks in the right direction. Now, this is an example of a creativity training. Like if I want to give you this figure is given, and you have to complete this figure. We are 10 people sitting here, we may have 20 ideas about it. We may have 30 ideas about it if we think about, if I give everyone 5 minutes. So the organization, with the report which conducted this exercise, got these results. The funnier it is, Albert Einstein, intelligence is fun. The funnier it is, the more creative it may become. So this very simple exercise focuses on the 4 aspects of creativity, which we know as 4 dimensions of creativity. The employee's creativity is measured on these dimensions. The first is originality or novelty. Was your idea original? You can't copy the figure from the other person. Was it fluent? Fluency basically means I give you a line, what the number of ideas you can generate from it. That's fluency. Then flexibility. Flexibility depends on how do you react depending upon the situation. And then there is elaboration. Elaboration, how do you explain your idea to your employer, is a very important task. Your idea may be rejected if you say I want to do this. Most of the companies, how do they sell their idea? They won't sell you Rajnigandha. They will sell you muh mein Rajnigandha, kadmon mein duniya. That's elaboration of the idea. Surf Excel won't sell you, please buy Surf Excel. It will sell you, daag achhe hain. The various taglines that the companies have adopted, what is this? It is an idea that has been put to use. There may be thousands of employees in the Surf Excel company. They must have received 500 ideas about that. What should they use the phrase to sell the idea to you. They chose one. That's creativity flowing through the organization and then coming back to the customer. Then there are some barriers to creativity as well. Like these are being reduced, but still in most of the organizations they are existing. Fear in the employees. My employer may reject my idea immediately or may even punish me. Who are you to think? Thinking is my job. So fear in the employees. Poor leadership and poor commitment to innovation. The organization is in a business, it is going smoothly, it has no worries, it doesn't want to innovate. Bureaucratic policies and red tape. You tell an idea to your manager and he doesn't propagate it upwards. You are gone. Pressure to produce immediate results, or in other words we say highly specialized jobs. What happens in highly specialized jobs? You need to do what you are told to do. If you are in a car manufacturing company and you have to fix a nut, all you have to